Oh man, what is up? What is up? Man. What is going on? Let's turn this clown ass shit down. Man. What is going on? This is the No I Don't Know podcast. Man, I'm laughing because I'm looking at I'm looking at this nigga jump kick Arnold Schwarzenegger in the head. That's some G shit right there, man. Shout out to that nigga. That nigga did a wrestling move on that nigga. Niggas ain't forgot how that nigga governed California when he was a fucking governor. Clown ass nigga. Man. What is going on? What is going on? Man, you know I'm gonna ask y'all this for all y'all people that Jesus said it and all this other bullshit. Did he come back today, clowns? I know y'all was there repenting and and all this other bullshit. I know what y'all was doing. Clown ass niggas. But anyway, oh man. I'm a little distracted, man. That nigga jump kicked that nigga right in the head. That was some gangster shit. But anyway, man, this is the No I Don't Know podcast. I already said that clown ass shit. In case if you're listening on SoundCloud, because I'll be loading this clown ass shit to SoundCloud. Now you can watch it. I don't care. I hope niggas just be learning from this shit. That's all it is. Man. We got a couple things to talk about. I ain't gonna be on too long. I got shit to do. My clown ass gotta go to slavery tomorrow, the court plantation, for real. But anyway, hey, let's get on this. I got a couple things to get on. First, before we get on anything else, happy birthday to Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? That brother was he was a soldier for us. So happy birthday to him. And anybody else's birthday, my nephew Whoopo, happy birthday to him. Whoever's birthday is on today. Man, I remember my nephew was just a fruit basket 20 years ago. In that picture we got him. But anyway, man, shout out to Malcolm X and shout out to the Nation of Islam. Shout out to Brother Reza Islam and the Nation of Islam. Shout out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the FOI. Man, without them, man, half the shit I've been reading, I probably wouldn't even be researching this shit and thinking about it. So, all praises be to Allah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. Whatever else they say. Assalamu alaikum. All that shit, man. And shout out to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Hey, he was taught, him and Malcolm X was taught by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Hey man, y'all always hear me talk about this book. Go check out this book, Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's a great book to go read, man. It'll have you mad though. I ain't finna lie and act like you gonna be mad to the motherfucker. I still ain't even read The Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I know that shit gonna make me mad too. Cause he gonna be calling niggas out, especially my black ass. But anyway, man, shout out to the nation. Y'all always hear me shouting out to the nation. I shout out to the God bodies too, but especially the Nation of Islam, man, because without them, come on, man. Who reads How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad 1 and 2? Who reads The Fall of America by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Who reads The Secret Relationship Between Jews and Blacks by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which was brought to you, the Nation of Islam, but that was all up under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Farrar Muhammad. So, hey, man, Caucasians in the dominant society always putting their people on blast and praising them and praising their elders. They always praising Socrates and all these other clown motherfuckers that stole our shit. Why is it every time we want to praise the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? Oh, well, I don't like he teaches hate. So I'm about to get on that real quick because it's so funny how we want to give praises to Malcolm X, but he was taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I think his shit on the internet, and not just on the internet, that he was making his way back to the Nation of Islam, where he first started. Because remember, before he went to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam, he was what? Red, Dirty Red, or whatever his name was, and he was hustling and pimping and doing all kinds of shit. Like we all have a past, and then he came to the Nation of Islam, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad cleaned him up as he should, because he had the knowledge. And once he cleaned him up, you know how we get egotistic sometimes, and we feel like, hey, this nigga can't tell me. And then when he left the nation, that's when they was able to get inside of that and co-opt what he had going on and use niggas to kill him. And then try to frame the Nation of Islam. And then took the words that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said and then try to twist it and have him in, I think it's Kabila X or Muhammad, I forgot his daughter, try to have them beefing. Man, get the fuck out of here. And hey, the one thing y'all should learn, not just the messages that Malcolm X had, one thing that we really need to learn is when you don't deal with your brother, sister no more, don't go out in public and go amongst the dominant society and start talking shit about them. Just go on about your business. Because all it is entertainment to them, and they just want to get inside it anyway and break it up. That's how they did the Black Panthers, and that's how they did the Nation of Islam. That's how they did a lot of black organizations. You know, they co-opted. So, you know what I mean? We got to understand what it is. So shout out to Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam. Man, next thing I want to get on, Robert F. Smith, the black billionaire who paid for all that, I think it was the tuition or they debt. I was reading this thing where he paid it off and I was like, oh man, that's nice, man. That's good. You know what I'm saying? We need to have more black billionaires pay off tuition in colleges and all that shit. If all our black billionaires got together, niggas wouldn't have to go to college and pay for it. We go for free. If every black billionaire that we have, we don't have very many of them, but if every black billionaire got together and put let's put $5 million apiece. $5 million apiece. And we finna donate it to all the black people that want to go to college. And they qualify for this and they can go for free. They can do that. What happens is it just takes a collective of us to sit down and figure out what we gonna do. And then we go, we execute a plan. It's just all about execution, sticking together. So shout out to that dude, Robert F. Smith. You know what I'm saying? It ain't all negative. I appreciate him doing that. Which brings me to my next topic. Now, while he was paying for college tuition and grants and student loans, some of the bitches gonna take that money and go get an abortion. That's a fact. Now, I'm gonna talk about abortion. Planned Parenthood, abortion, all that shit. Margaret Sanger. If in case y'all don't know, Margaret Sanger was a eugenics. She used the black preachers to get black people to get sterilized so they can't have kids. She was all about genetic annihilation. And y'all always hear me talk about genetic annihilation. You see me looking at these books. And the reason why is because genetic annihilation do that. You know, man, I look at things like that and I just be laughing, man. I always say the stream resume. The stream is continuing. Yeah, it's windy than a motherfucker, man. They fucking with the weather. They want everybody to get the flu. And that's a fact. I know they fucking with the weather. You don't go from hot to cold, cold to hot. Man, get the fuck out of here. It's May. It should be 100 degrees. But I digress. Man, this abortion shit is real, man. And the reason why I say this shit is real, man, because now they trying to tell these bitches what to do and tell women what to do with their bodies. So if a bitch get raped by 10 different niggas in one night and she don't know who the father is, she got to keep the baby? Man, y'all can't stop abortions. Now they trying to stop the shit. Oh, that's because white people getting them. That's what I think. That's my honest opinion. They want to stop abortions because white women getting them and they getting sterilized. And they don't like that shit. Because I know it's a bunch of motherfucking white. I've been to the abortion clinic. If you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, I've been to the one on Sahara. Hell yeah. It ain't nothing but a whole bunch of niggas in there. Like, man, holding they bitches' hand all the way through the process, making sure. Planned Parenthood is a bitch's best friend sometimes, especially when they ain't got no insurance. Economically speaking, it's not good for every other race if black people get sterilized and get abortions all the time. But I understand both sides of it. If you get raped or if it was a mistake and you don't have plan B, and they got all these things to prevent that. I just think that sometimes we don't think. Niggas be thinking with they lit head, niggas be thinking with they dick. And women be thinking with they pussy, and they don't understand what the consequences are behind that. But the dominant society know what they know what they thinking. They thinking 10 steps ahead of everybody else. They give you the iPhone 10, that mean they got iPhone 20 already. They already using iPhone 20. They just ain't gonna let you see that shit. So all this political warfare about abortion and all this other shit, I just be laughing at it, man. The reason why I be laughing at it, because now it's kind of like the crack epidemic. I got this book, The Matrix of Power, or The Power of the Matrix. It's by Jordan Maxwell. I got that book, and I was reading like the beginning of it. And he was talking about, it's so funny how, you know, when they want to find Osama bin Laden, or they want to find somebody, they go get him, or they can go get Saddam Hussein. They can find a location, go get him right away. But they just can't seem to pin down the war on drugs. They can't seem to figure out where that's coming from. They can't seem to figure out the AIDS epidemic, how it just popped up out of nowhere. But when it comes to certain things, they just act like, I don't know what you know, but it's some shit they really want. If you don't pay your taxes, they gonna find your motherfucking ass. As Wesley Snipes. But when it comes to shit that they not worried about, they just play stupid. You know, like the people at the Court Plantation. When it's real rules and regulations that takes effect to everybody, then of course they're gonna be like, no, we gotta do it. But if it's some shit that's individual that can help a person individually, shit, they act like the shit don't exist. And that's the stuff that we gotta look at too. Cause it's like, damn, if they making such a big deal about abortion, I feel like it's a distraction. It's a bigger situation going on. Cause why they making such a big deal about abortion? To me, I think abortion is slavery. You finna try to tell a woman what they need to do with their body and all that. That's why we got all these mulattoes. Because the slave masters was raping the black women. The black slave women. In front of the men. And it ain't shit a man can do. And then they have a Chicken George type motherfucker or mulatto. And then they decide to keep that motherfucker because it reminds them of them. That type of shit. Oh, but you can't get an abortion for that though. Man, get the fuck out of here. How you gonna tell bitches what they need to... Look, first of all, women's lib, all that other shit, that was just to get women away from the kids and get kids out of the home earlier. That was created by the Ashkenazi, Khazarian Jews and the Rockefellers, all the Jews that empower, that run the international banking system. These are all things that they come up that strategically is designed to distract us. I'm not saying that abortion is a distraction, but it kind of is. This shit's been going on forever. Motherfuckers act like Marcus Sanger just popped up. Nigga, Marcus Sanger been doing this shit, using black people to weather the storm and to ease the tension among black people. So they can be like, oh, okay, this is good for us. Let's go on and get it. I'm gonna keep saying it. I just think they tired of white people getting abortions, and now it's a topic. Now it's like, oh, hell no. We can't have this shit. It's too many white people getting it. Just like it's too many white people on crack and meth. You better go watch Meth Storm on, I think it's HBO. There's a whole bunch of Lit Daniels walking around here and shit. And in case you like, who's Lit Daniel? Go watch Meth Storm on HBO. There's a documentary about meth, and there ain't nothing but white people on it. Every white person in Arkansas is on that shit in rural counties. And wasn't no black people on it, but it was all white people. But they're not gonna put that on the news and put that in front of your face. But when you're thinking of abortion, you think of black women. Man, abortion probably did not. Abortion is, look, first of all, let's just put it this way. When you get an abortion, you're killing somebody. So you can't go around talking about, oh my God, you're a murderer when you killing people. Your goddamn self. Man, this bitches that be getting abortions at 2 months. The baby done kicked and moved and made noises and everything. They still be like, kill this motherfucker. That's a fact. I ain't want to tell a bitch what to do or tell a female what to do with their body or whatever. If you feel like you need to get an abortion, man, get an abortion. I just feel like they making too much of a big deal about this shit, and we got bigger fish to fry, as always. That's why I said, man, that shit sound like slavery. To me. That's what it sounds like. Look, when they start putting these topics, that's why you always see me on my phone. When they start putting these topics in front of you, please believe it, there's some more fuckery behind that. And the reason why I say some more fuckery behind it is because why is it a topic why does they keep talking about? First of all, it's so funny how we went from reparations to abortion. Man, fuck all that. Let's talk about the reparation and the money that y'all owe us. Why are we talking about that shit? That's some other shit. That's horizontal issues. They can figure that. Look, the dominant society gonna do what they want to do, irregardless to what the fuck we say what we do. You see other states is passing these laws. Oh, well, we passing it. So now you can't get it. It's illegal to get an abortion. And these are all states where it's predominantly Caucasians and blacks, especially Caucasians is down there. Country Caucasians. That's why. You know why? Because they see how Latinos Latinos damn sure don't believe in no abortion. God damn. Shit. Yeah, babies back to back on your motherfucking ass. I'm talking about on some hatching eggs type shit. God damn. So, you know, when you look at that shit, man, I just be like, damn, man, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. That's crazy that, to me, they making this a topic and not that's gotta be a state-to-state topic. Nationwide, we got other shit to worry about. We talking about the money that y'all owe us. It's so funny when we bring up the shit that we want to talk about. They don't never talk about that. But they sure want to talk about abortions, though. All day, all night. That's all they talk about is some goddamn abortions. And like I said before, and we can keep talking about it, let me tell you something. Guns ain't the number one kill in the hood. It's probably abortions. Shit, because if you live in Las Vegas, go on Sahara and look at how many cars are parked outside. Shit, them doctors be getting them in and getting them out. They the real murderers. They should be locked up. But we ain't worried about that, though. You know what we worried about? Genetic annihilation. That's what the government's worried about. Now, fuck that. With motherfucking white people getting too many goddamn abortions. That's just my partake on it. That's why it sounds like slavery to me. To me, that's what it sounds like. And that's what it looked like. How many of you, look, I'm not condemning nobody for getting it. Look, if you gotta get an abortion, go get it. I'm just be laughing at the bitches that be 2-3 months pregnant talking about, oh, I gotta get an abortion. Man, you done already named the baby and everything. Now you about to get an abortion? Shit, you might as well leave that kid up for adoption. That's the shit that be making me laugh. Or the bitches that, look, I'd rather you have an abortion than have a baby in the toilet and try to flush it down the toilet type shit, because that's what a lot of bitches be doing too. They had a whole birth in a Greyhound bus station bathroom stall and shit the baby out of in the toilet stool. The midwife is Kohler, the maker of them toilets. That's the midwife. You talking about a water birth like a motherfucker. God damn, that's a water birth. Shit. I be tripping off that shit. That's when I be like, damn, maybe they should have just had an abortion. Then you got a lot of these. But of course they want to put the abortions, they want to give us that stigma. You know what I'm saying? They want to give us the imagery of abortion. Like, ain't nothing but niggas going down there. No, Margaret Sanger was encouraging the niggas to go down there and get sterilized because of genetic annihilation. Soon you'll see, because a lot of us don't see. What a lot of us think, too, is that the government has our best interest at heart. So when they make a decision, oh, it's good, the government made it. The government also elected Donald Trump as the president. That doesn't make it right. But oh well, he gonna win another 4 years. So stop letting everybody make him the puppet master or him the evil bad guy and all this other shit. Look, watch. You know niggas gonna be like, oh, see, abortion. See, that's because Donald Trump and all. Man, don't even get involved in that shit. Man, Donald Trump don't give a fuck about no bitches having no abortion. You see, he got a gang of kids. He don't give a fuck about no goddamn abortion. That's the least thing that he worried about. He too busy having a tariff war with China and everybody else, which ain't nothing but theater. How you gonna have a tariff war who the person that owns 75% of the debt of the United States of America. They make every goddamn thing that we own made in China type shit. Yo Jordans made in China that you pay $180 for. All them clothes and shoes and Gucci and all that. All that shit is made in China. Gucci probably don't even make that. That shit probably even made in Italy. It's made in China. Louis Vuitton, all this European-centric bullshit that they got going on. They probably all ship their shit to China. That's a fact. Matter of fact, abortions, they probably gonna start having abortions outsourced to China. You had a baby, send it over there, they kill the baby and send you back a note type shit. Who knows what the fuck is going on? I just look at that shit and I just be like, damn, man. So be prepared on June 1st when the stock plummets because of all the tariffs and trade tariffs that they got going on and sanctions and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just be scratching my head, man. Just like, today I always watch documentaries and different things on Netflix. I was watching this thing called The Society. Now it looked corny because it's a bunch of white kids. But let me tell you about it. It's not corny. It's a deeper meaning behind it. The Society is where these kids, they live in a wealthy part of New Hampshire or whatever, with all their parents and their kids. They got, got money, whatever, a bunch of white kids. Well, somehow, some way they get on this bus and then they go to this town, and then when they go and they come back, nobody's in the town anymore. It's just them. So first they rioting and looting and robbing and stealing, and the kids don't know. They feel like their parents are gonna come back, and then after a week or two, they realize, oh shit, our parents ain't coming back. What the fuck we gonna do? So here's where the Society comes into play. So now you have to have rules and regulations. So now it becomes a socialist perspective, because now it's like everybody has to eat, everybody has to work, everybody has to do this. Oh, well, you can't incorporate socialism when there's a whole bunch of rich kids that ain't used to working. So they go along with the program for a minute, and then they start figuring out exactly how they can get out of doing the work and living the way they've been living. Now all these kids, they got their mansions and all the shit that they usually have. These kids ain't got these big ass houses because of socialism. Everybody has to share a house. Everybody has to share a room. It's all these different rules and structures that's added to it. Now they politicking behind the scenes. The same shit we watch the actual government do. That's why it was very interesting. Go check it out. It's corny. It's a little corny, but because it's a bunch of white kids. But check it out. It just breaks down the structural image of socialism and how the aristocracies of the world is like, nigga, I'm not doing that. I'll do it for a minute, but I ain't trying to do it. And I don't give a fuck. Even in a situation where their parents wasn't around and there was nobody to set rules and regulations and policies and procedures, those kids was like, nah, we not doing all this. But then the majority of them are deaf, dumb, and blind. They're like, no, I think we need rules. I think we need rules and regulations. But then you have the wealthy kids that's like, well, I'm not used to doing this. But then the kids that are just regular average kids like, well, nigga, your wealth don't matter right now. We don't have no family. We don't have no police. We don't have nobody governing us. So we all got to work together. Then when it came time to figure out what they was going to do and ration out food because they was running out of food and shit, now motherfuckers start getting desperate. Motherfuckers start eating more food than they supposed to be eating. That and so on, because that's human nature. That's the way we programmed. If you come from a situation and you're socialized that you ain't got to work and you got it, predominantly 90% of Caucasians, then when you're in a situation where you have to really work, you're not. You're going to try to politic and do whatever you can to not have to work. And step on whoever's head you need to step on so you can have everybody else doing your shit. That's what capitalism breeds. There is no socialism in capitalism. Because the people at the bottom, what they getting, food stamps and WIC? That ain't shit. They act like people that's getting food stamps and WIC, they getting put up in penthouses in Beverly Hills. No, they putting you in the projects. So go check that out. And speaking of the projects, I watched another documentary. It's called, I forgot, it's something about Watts. God, I'm blanking. It's like not surviving Watts, but I forgot what it's called. It's something about Watts. I forgot the name of it, what it's called, but it's involving the police officers and the children of Watts. Now, when it came time to talk about selling drugs and shit, they want to bring up the Bounty Hunter Bloods and the Grape Street Watts and PJ Watts. They want to bring up all the nigga gangs, right? When it came time to talking about violence and all this other shit. But when it came time to merge with St. Mary's, a school that's in Watts, in Verbum Day, they got this white lady. Now they're showing you the Latinos. They're not showing you the black kids. They're showing you the Latinos. But Watts used to be predominantly all black. All black. And then they vilify the gangs. Oh, look at how they treat the women and you know, they put them on the street and they sell them the crack and all that. But we don't never talk about the origins, the etymology of where the crack cocaine came from. What's the origination of the crack cocaine? If we gonna tell the story, let's tell it all. See, but policemen, they're not gonna tell you that. Law enforcement's not gonna tell you, a lot of it is our fault. You know, we brung the crack cocaine into these neighborhoods and it's never left. No, they just talk about how the Nickerson Gardens, the Bounty Hunter Bloods is selling, just going on and on about all these gangs and how bad they are. But you're not talking about the biggest gang, which is the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover. There's a history in this country that we need to talk about. That's why when you think of abortion, think of Margaret Sanger. And when you think of Margaret Sanger, think of slavery. And think of how they weed out the strong alpha men, black men that are for our people, and then they rule in the weak-minded melanated brothers and sisters so they can get them to do their bidding. Doesn't that sound like the corporate plantation? Same thing. That's why they are using propaganda like CNN and Fox News and all this other bullshit to get people's opinions, to sway their opinion, because most people are deaf, dumb, and blind. They don't read. They don't read none of these books. We don't want to read. We think reading is for weirdos, for the most part, until we get around a bunch of weirdos, and then we feel stupid, and then we be like, oh, well, shit, maybe I need to get that book. Hey, what's going on, Shotty Brown? Oh, did you? She be watching. Hey, you be watching that shit. So you saw it? Hey, fam, it's called A Week in Watts. Is that what the documentary is called? A Week in Watts. Hey, I'll be watching them docuseries, man. That's why, man, cable, I'm gonna be honest with you. The streaming service is about to put DirecTV and them shits out of business. That's a fact. DirecTV about to have to be $30 a month or $20 a month. They're not gonna be, because I'm about to cut my shit off in a minute. Because I don't really watch basketball like that, because you already know who's gonna win. And the majority of the time, I watch Amazon Prime, I watch HBO Showtime on my Amazon Prime shit, and I watch Netflix. And it's called A Week in Watts. Go, hey, have you checked that out? Hey, what you think about it? Am I lying or am I not lying? If you just listen to what I said. It's so funny how they frame the picture, or they create this imagery in your mind, and perception is people's reality. So they create this perception, like when you think of Watts, you think of the Bounty Hunter Bloods, and you think of Grape Street. Look, first of all, let me tell you something. If you ever watched this show called LA Gang Peacemaker, LA War Gang Peacemaker, I had my peoples was on there from Fudgetown, Watts. R.I.P. to Keon, R.I.P. to Rayvon. These were like family members. They went to our church. They grew up in Watts. And let me tell you something. I used to be in Watts all the time. I used to be at the Martin Luther King Shopping Center. I used to be at the VIP store where they used to sell CDs. This is in the 90s. All the time. I used to be at the McDonald's across the street from Killer King Hospital. My cousin Mariah, they know. Man, please. Be at the Y Guard with my cousin Mariah. Now, look, I've been out there in Watts. Yes, is there volatile situations and violence out there? It's violence everywhere. But when the documentary, I didn't like the imagery behind it. They had a big ass map. Oh, well, you have the Nickerson Gardens, the Bounty Hunter Bloods, and you have the Grape Street Watts, and And then we have PJ Watts. Okay, yeah, we have that. But who made those projects that look like prisons? Show me a bad environment and show me good people. Show it to me. Show me a whole bunch of good people that just know how to do good and they're in a bad environment and they have no hope, no wealth, no nothing. Let me read something from the... Yo, I hate that you be on point with this stuff because it's not even popular. Hey, that's why, hey, how many times I tell you, man, I like this channel the way it is. Because you see how they did Brother Ben X from the Nation of Islam. They took his shit because he had too many followers. They took his shit. I know they'd be fucking with the algorithm on my shit. I know they do. I know they do. Because I know how YouTube is. I know how all these platforms are. So I don't want a whole bunch of people. I only want people that's really kind of into this shit and really listening and paying attention. Because if they not, then you get the fuck on. I ain't got time for that. I'm not cloud chasing. Nigga, I gotta go to the corporate plantation. I don't got time to be cloud chasing. You can be a cloud chaser and be a broke motherfucker and be living at home with your mama or your mammy. Mammy, that type shit. Let me see, right? They made it seem like it started because of the people, not because of the system. Exactly. See, I'll be watching those documentaries. I don't care if they go back to 2014, 2015. I just watch and I be depicted. And if you watch the documentary, A Week in Watts, for y'all that's just now listening, now when it came time to education, you got the white lady, of course, which is the white savior. So we gonna get that. Then you have the white captain. He looked like a captain, and he looked like he was so disassociated with Watts in general. That's true. But then when it came time to the educational part, you got Latinos. Where are the brothers and sisters at? Where the brothers? Now you see the picture that they paint? See, they paint this picture. They had the Latinos on there one time and they was busting that girl, and they was like, well, we gonna give you a ticket for curfew. That's it. They never said what they was gonna do with the SA brothers. The SA brothers, they didn't say nothing about them and what they was gonna do with them, but they showed you a straight drive-by on camera and zoomed in on it and showed how everybody was emotional, because that's the imagery that they want everybody to see. I remember I was at church, and let me tell you something. I used to go to church stuff too. My church is on 80th and Central, Kitchen Crib Hood. Across the street is Neighborhood Swans. And I remember these essays was having a shootout right while we was in church. We was all outside because my church was on Central. I'll never forget that shit. And they was just busting at each other. And these two essays, not black people. The news didn't come or nothing. But if it's two niggas shooting, best believe the news gonna come. Why is that? I know essays kill each other, and I know they fight and bicker and argue and do all kinds of shit, but we never hear about it. That's because the white Jewish media, they're never gonna let us hear about it, because their job is to keep us down. Period. Reading the beginning of Jordan Maxwell's The Power of the Matrix, or The Matrix of Power, it talks about the signs and symbols of Arco and how all it is a overall a top view of a pyramid. See, they use our principles and our belief. They're using our belief system while you talking about Jesus said it, Jesus said it, that bullshit. We need to start watching these documentaries and see what the fuck they doing and how they putting them out there. Because when it came time to the educational part, and I know where Verbum Day High School is. Andre Miller went to Verbum Day, then he went to Utah. I know exactly where Verbum Day is. I used to pass it goddamn every day when I went to church. Because when I lived in West Covina or Baldwin Park or whatever the fuck you want to call it, which I hated, we had to take the 605 to 105 and get off on the 105 on Central. Because that's where our church was. So I passed by Watts damn near every fucking day. Or I was picking up my peoples in Watts every fucking day. Or I was at my cousin's house summers at a time. So it ain't exactly what everybody make it out to be. Yeah, there's violence. Yeah, you can't wear certain colors, of course, because that's their territory. Exactly. And here's the thing that go on. When a kid told the black lady, why is it none of those people look like us? Well, that's because you see how they always put it on us? Well, that's because no one's telling the young kids to be look. Let me tell you something. Growing up in the hood or just growing up around hood mentality, ain't no nigga thinking about being no police officer. Maybe some because they really want to make a change. That's why if you watch Flint Town, whatever, I love those black police officers. I'm not cool or nothing. That's how black police officers need to be. Cause that Officer Jones from the Cat Squad, that motherfucker was checking that Arabian nigga, that Indian motherfucker. He was checking the shit out of him. I know what you're doing. You don't live in this community. And I know what you're doing. And that's what we need. But it's always white people out there that want to be the white savior. And then they say the Latinos, not even us. Just which brings me back to when I worked at Doolittle Community Center and they was doing a backpack giveaway. First of all, Doolittle is the predominant west side of town where nothing but black people. It wasn't nothing but a whole bunch of Latinos there. Now what the fuck are y'all doing over there? Cause it's free. That's a fact. Cause it's free. Anywhere it's free, they gonna come. Anywhere it's cheap housing, they gonna go. That's why when you go to areas like 215 in Charleston, if you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, it ain't too many Latinos over there. They might be in the Red Rock Casino gambling and playing the slots and at the sports book, you know, taking the over and the under and the +5 and the -10 and the parlay and all this other bullshit. But they don't live over there in that neighborhood because I've been in that neighborhood, all in and out of it. The Red Rock Country Club, oh, there's Latinos there mowing and cutting the fucking grass. And that's a fact. And that's the way Caucasians like it. You go be with the niggers. You can't live over here. This is for Caucasians. Even though most Latinos, they are part of the dominant society because they replicate the behavior of the system of white supremacy. In the majority of people that are a part of the police department, they don't live in those neighborhoods. It should be a rule where you gotta live in the neighborhood that you police in, like a city councilman. How you gonna be from that district and you don't even live over there? So if you gonna patrol the west side, then you better be homegrown from the west side or you can't patrol the west side. That's why you have a whole bunch of Caucasians or people part of the dominant society that are scared of our people. And they're so quick to shoot and quick to judge. Because they police characteristics. They police prejudices. They police stereotypes. They police what they've learned on TV or what they've been socialized or socially engineered to think about black people. That's why on that documentary, A Week in Watts, why you asking that old black man? Oh, you can be honest. He was like, no, y'all ain't changed. No, it ain't changed. And if you look at the Nickerson Gardens, go watch the documentary, everybody. Go watch it. It's called A Week in Watts. If you look at the Nickerson Gardens, it looks like a prison. All of the projects look like prisons. They're not nice and kept up unless they gentrify it. Eventually, when Los Angeles, California runs out of room, especially places like Watts and Compton and Long Beach, especially Watts. Once Watts runs out of room, they will ship those niggas the fuck out of there. They will send SWAT over there and get all those niggas. They'll do a gang injunction and get all those niggas up out of there. And then they'll turn those projects into nice condos. That's a fact. Once they run out of room. They already did it downtown. Downtown LA is a fucking dump. How you gonna have all these fucking high rises and lofts and all this other shit, and then the next street over is fucking Skid Row with a whole bunch of homeless motherfuckers? So man, get the fuck out of here. In Las Vegas, Nevada, is the same way. It's the same way. They should do a week in Las Vegas. That's what I'm thinking about doing. Trust me, I got a whole bunch of ideas. And I'm gonna do it right on my phone. Just do a week in Las Vegas and edit the film and put it on my YouTube page. And ask a bunch of questions to homeless people and black people. And watch. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see. Because Vegas ain't what people think it is. They doing the same clown ass shit out here that they got going on in LA. The fucking carpool lane. All this fuckery bullshit so they can get more money. And police can have another reason to pull you over and give you a fucking clown ass ticket. I'll tell you, Los Angeles, California is not what people think. It's a fucking dump. And there are decent parts like Ladera Heights. There are decent parts like I even heard Angela Rye talk about, oh, it's called the jungle and all this other shit. Bitch, you a high sedity bourgeoisie ass bitch that probably grew up in Ladera Heights, the Black Beverly Hills. You never came down that hill. And if you did, you were probably taught those black motherfuckers a ghetto. So many of those black bourgeoisie motherfuckers that I can't stand and get on my motherfucking nerve. Fuck out of here, bitch. You talking about this fucking, and I don't even get on Angela Raj. You talking shit about Farrakhan, all this shit, talking about what he don't need to do. Man, bitch, fuck you. You a part of the situation. It's those type of black people that make it hard for real black people that's trying to make a change. Bitch, you ain't trying to make a change. You're perpetuating the situation. Why is it they only give us Democrat and Republican? See, that's the shit that I don't like. That's why I don't even get involved in that shit. They gave you the choice, clowns. That's why a motherfucker better not come to me talking about who I'm voting for. Clown, I'm voting for whoever giving us the money they owe us. That's a fact. You want to give us the reparations that you owe us? And cool, you got my vote. I'm talking about for my black people. I'm not talking about people of color, which is Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and Cubans and fuck all that. I'm talking about for black people, native black people, indigenous aboriginals to this landmass. We are owed an inheritance for the free labor y'all got for the last 450 years. So I don't want to hear that shit. Let me read from the chat. I always hear about it, but I'm not a gambler. I really thought that's why people go. Yeah, it is. Look, let me tell you something. We about to get on this real quick. I'm glad you said that. Let me tell y'all something about y'all lovely Las Vegas, Nevada. Man, look, I've been coming out here to Las Vegas since the 80s. When it was really about gambling and taking your motherfucking ass home. Then, the 90s, people started moving out here a little bit because the housing was cheap. But as people are moving, Las Vegas, Nevada is so slow with their freeways, their infrastructure, how they do things. It's nice and clean, but the infrastructure is not made to sustain 8-9 million people. But they got everybody believing that shit though. And if you were here when we had the economic crash, the housing market crash in 2008, man, you couldn't get a motherfucker to buy a house. Man, there was so many motherfuckers over in my neighborhood squatting, living for free, niggas walking away from their shit. And it wasn't that many people out here then because motherfuckers was getting in their car and moving back to California, moving down south, moving places where it's more safe and secure. They got people thinking because they built that clown ass stadium that somehow is going to be secure. The Raiders don't dictate the pace of the stock market and the economy, clowns, or Las Vegas the way people think. But Las Vegas people are deaf, dumb, and blind too, to me, for the most part. Oh, I love all these people and all that. Okay, that's fine. So you like being in traffic for an hour and 10 minutes, one way, in a small ass city like this. That's fun to you. Because it ain't fun to me. Man, I used to love Vegas. I love what it stood for, the free parking, good meals for cheap, showing love to the locals. Man, they like, fuck y'all niggas. That's what made me really, really start reading too, because I'm like, God damn. It's crazy out here, man. It's 1 million people. Deadly accidents every day. You wouldn't believe insurance. Car insurance is so fucking high out here in Las Vegas, man. It's fucking stupid. For real. Car insurance is basically a car payment. That's a fact. Crowded as fuck. Schools can't sustain. They got to remodel the majority of the schools because it ain't big enough. Because everybody coming out here because they think this is the land of opportunity. Well, let me tell you something. They're replicating Las Vegas. Las Vegas is replicating Los Angeles, California. Now, for Caucasians that are part of the dominant society, they love it. It doesn't affect them. It's easy for them to get a job. Like I said, they can live on Las Vegas Boulevard and Owens, which is, when y'all hear me say Las Vegas Boulevard and Owens, that's Las Vegas' Skid Row, y'all. You can literally take a white person from Las Vegas Boulevard and Owens, shower him, shave him, and he'll be your supervisor. And he'll still be freebasing and shooting up black tar heroin in the bathroom and still be your supervisor. I've seen it happen. I don't need to lie to y'all. This is real. I'm just not putting their names on blast. This is real. I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've been around it. And they are not black. They're Caucasian. But if they black, they be some fire motherfuckers. So before y'all move here to Las Vegas, please don't think it's the land of opportunity the way y'all think it is. What, because the housing is cheap? Let me read from the chat. Wow, it's some culture and history. Don't be so mean. Now, I love LA the way it used to be in the 80s. I remember in the 80s when I lived in LA and I went to Shenandoah Elementary, the ice cream truck was black. Every neighbor was black. Every other neighborhood you went to was black. You only saw Caucasians when you went to Beverly Hills or Bel Air or Malibu or something like that, or you went to Santa Monica. That's where you would see Caucasians. I never really saw Latinos. I didn't even know what a Latino was until we moved to Baldwin Park, California. And it wasn't no diss, but they let us know who we were because they wrote nigger on our wall every fucking day. That's a fact. That's what got done to me and my family. And go back to Africa. But we were enlightened and we didn't know our history. I know my history now. I can't wait. Go back to Africa. No, you need to go back to where you came from. You don't belong here. So go back to Mexico or go back to Guatemala, where the fuck you came from. You didn't build this country. And stop trying to claim this Indian shit. Because they quick for that. Wait, hold on. I gotta read the chat room. I felt some meth at the see this over here. You know it belonged to a white person, probably a manager. Oh, shit. This is a fact. I don't know why we look, man, I've seen motherfuckers. I've seen the meth residue in the bathrooms in corporate America. At the corporate plantation. And they ain't near motherfucker say nothing. Nobody. They act like it didn't even exist. That's a fact. Let it have been a nigga. We'd have been a laughing stock and they'd been talking shit about us. That's a fact. And Vegas is bad like that too. It ain't nothing but a, look, like they did Meth Storm for Arkansas, they need to do that shit out here in Vegas. Cause man, them nose to chins, oh my God, them nose to chins. And y'all like, what's a nose to chin? That's gummies. Motherfucker ain't got no teeth, and they nose and they chin connect. Like the Wicked Witch of the West type shit. And there's a bunch of nose to chins out here in Las Vegas. But motherfuckers be thinking Vegas like, oh, Vegas used to have integrity. I'm not saying Vegas didn't have nose to chins and a lot of violence, but Vegas had a different type of integrity behind it. It was a different purpose of what they stood on. Now it's like, it's just all corporate. Fuck it, let's just fuck them over. Taxes is going up. All these things, all these fuckery things that was never in place in 2008, 9, 10. Now it's in place. Now it's hard to get a job. Now you got to compete with the Latinos. And then now they're making it where it's a luxury to speak Spanish. This is the United States of America, but it's a luxury to speak Spanish. Or any other dialect. But English. That's a fact. But if you go to, let's say Colombia, it's not a luxury to speak English. Let's say if you go to the Dominican Republic and you are Dominican, it's not a good thing to speak English. They looking at you like you crazy. And they probably ain't gonna help you. Only here we do this shit. We make it comfortable for every other race but black folk. Every other race but black folks. Because black people don't practice social economics. I'm telling you. That's what it's about. I'm sorry, man. It's a fact. Man, I'll be looking at some of this shit, man, and I just be kind of like, man, are you serious? Like when I watch that A Weekend Watch, I'm like, that is not all what Watch is about, man. Why didn't y'all show the churches? Why didn't y'all show all the integrity of Watch? No, they just want to show you the fuckery shit. Because it's nigga shit. Go to East LA where it's a whole bunch of essays over there, but they're not going to do that. Because they're a part of the dominant society, so they're not going to show you that. But they can't wait to show you a nigga shit that's fucked up. But when you watch Meth Storm and it's a whole bunch of nose to chins that are part of the dominant society, see, you notice they put that on HBO and it probably wasn't well received, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of Caucasians that was pissed off. Like, why are you showing that shit? Because they don't want the dominant society to be put in that light, because most black people think it's only us that's base heads and crack heads and dope fiends. Because they put the crack strategically in our neighborhoods. That's why there's another book I gotta go get by Gary Webb. Gary Webb was the Caucasian that we need in our life. He was the Caucasian like Keith Forsyth in that book, The Burglary, that I told y'all about. This book, The Burglary, it was a set of Caucasians, about 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, that was like, this is some bullshit like I told y'all before, and we gotta stop these motherfuckers. This is racist, violent bullshit, got to stop. And they put J. Edgar Hoover's ass out there and risk their lives and everything. That's the type of, we need John Browns of the world. We ain't got time to be dealing with these scary, no spine jellyfish having motherfuckers that come amongst black people, but don't have our best interest at heart. It's a bunch of them. See, the John Browns, the Keith Forsyth. You like, who's Keith Forsyth? He's a motherfucker that broke in the FBI building. He's the one that learned how to pick locks. Go read that book, The Burglary. He's the one that learned how to pick the locks and was like, nah, we gotta do this shit. Fuck that. We putting these motherfuckers on blast. And they had all them files about how they want to do black people. They could have threw those in the trash and just concentrated on the war. Them motherfuckers like, no, we posting all this shit. So Gary Webb was the same way. When he saw what they were doing to the black community, he was like, hey, this is some bullshit. Dude, y'all purposely putting this shit in the black community. So I asked Reaganomics, and George W. Bush Sr., just like his daddy, Prescott Bush, infiltrating the hoods and putting crack cocaine in the hoods in the 80s to get money so they can fund Contra and Oliver North and all the fuckery. Then you got his wife. Then you got the president's wife talking about just say no on the other end. On the front end, she talking about just say no, and on the back end, they like, yeah, here, y'all keep having these drugs. This is the type of shit that we got going on. But then they wanted, man, when a motherfucker be like, oh, man, you know I love Ronald Reagan, I just be looking at them like, man, fuck Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, all those motherfuckers. Look, let me tell you something. We had one not really black president, and you'll never see that shit again. That's why you got all those black, look, you got all these black people running for office. You got Cory Hooker, his bald-headed ass. You got Kamala Harris. All these motherfuckers, they don't give a fuck about no black agenda. Then you got Bernie Sanders. No. So do you think we should have reparations? I think we should do a study on reparations to see. But Charlemagne the God, come on, my nigga. You supposed to be like, well, did y'all do a study when y'all got reparations for the Jewish community? You are a Jew, aren't you? Then no, they shouldn't get it checked. No. So Bernie Sanders, no, he's not gonna win. Then you got Joe Blow Clyden, the fucking clown. Yeah. Shawnee Brown, I saw that. Let me read something from the chat. We're gonna get on Joe Biden in a minute. Gary Webb has a son that made a movie called Killing the Messenger. Yeah, I saw that. That's the same dude that's in the Avengers. Very, very good movie. Very, very good movie. Very underrated though. Very, very good movie. How he shot himself in the head twice. How you shoot your head yourself twice? How you shoot yourself in the head? How do you do that? I don't understand how you do that. How do you shoot yourself like in the head twice? I don't get that. So you like, boom, oh shit, I'm still alive. I feel it. And then boom again? Man, please, they killed him. Threatened his family, did all kinds of shit. Because Gary Webb was on to the plot of what they doing. That's why now they're starting to, I saw this thing on the news, how they was like, oh, fast food contributes to, obese, such and such. Nigga, we been knowing that. That's not even fast food. It's a food-like substance. That's meat glue. Go look up meat glue, ladies and gentlemen, and tell me what it is. That's why you have all these stomach issues and you can't eat certain things. Man, I'm already knowing. Cause that's why look, when I eat meat or eat shit that's not good for my body, man, my stomach is all fucked up. Bloated, gassy, all this bullshit. But when you eat fruits, vegetables, things that you're supposed to eat, no problems. I just want everybody to understand the things that are important. That's why when I look at things like abortion, I'm like, oh, now y'all making it. Y'all notice it's in Alabama. It's all these places where it's predominantly Caucasians. Ain't no Latinos out there. They're not gonna do that in California. And if they do it in California, that's because they're gonna be where it's mandatory to have an abortion because there's too many Latinos having babies. That's all that is. But they doing it in Alabama and all these southern states because genetic annihilation. There's a bunch of white people going to those goddamn abortion clinics. Not black people. Them. See, we waking up too. There's a lot of us that are waking up and they're socially conscious. You don't have to read a whole bunch of books. I have not read a whole bunch of books compared to most people, but I've read enough to where I'm informed about what the fuck is going on. And I'm informed enough to know that bitches like Aisha Curry, we do not need to be paying attention to. She's basically telling y'all she wanna fuck. That's all. Okay, I had these kids by this nigga. Of course, he's a superstar. He got 200 million. But I'm still trying to see out there and see what other niggas, what other dicks out there for me though. That's basically what you're saying. Because you're not finna go on TV and say that. But that's what's placed in front of us. That's why I don't like that Jada Pinkett table talk shit. She know what she doing. You know better than Shani Brown and Basketball Wives. At least Basketball Wives has a script. Table talk. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous. So I'll say this. I look around, I read, I research, and I just be like, man, that's not it. Go watch that Week in Watts. It's terrible how they just depict us. Everybody in Watts ain't like that. And it ain't just, and there's probably a lot of people that are affiliated with gang culture, but they trying to go to school, get their education, and every gang that's a part of Nickerson Gardens, a part of the Jordan Downs, every gang member isn't a volatile person that's not trying to better themselves. That's a fact. But that's the message that they're trying to portray. It's all about imagery. And what they put in front of us. Remember, they control the media. See, I'm reading this Jordan Maxwell book, and after that, I'm going to be reading The Protocols Elders of Zion. The Protocol to the Elders of Zion. Great book. Check it out. I got the Jordan Maxwell book, The Power of the Matrix, The Matrix of Power. I think it's The Matrix of Power. I can't remember. And then I want to get Behold the Pale Horse, the White Horse. I need to read that shit too. See, I like reading those type of books because those books really, really teach you about what's going on. I got this other book too called Transformation Transamerica or whatever. It's about MK Ultra and all the fuckery shit that they used to do or that they still do. Oh, man, it's just books that gonna keep you on your toes. But remember this, y'all heard it first. The more you read, the less conversations you gonna have with people that don't read books and don't think outside the box. Because most people are commoner. They're deaf, dumb, and blind. I tell everybody, like I told you, Shani Brown, I tell everybody, go get an etymology dictionary and break down the origins of these words so you can know exactly what the fuck is going on. That's a fact. I haven't even looked up abortion in here, but I'm going to look it up when I get off the air because I want to know what it is. Remember people like Gary Webb, John Brown, those type of people still exist. But what it is they're afraid. And they don't want to come out, and they worried about if black people going to accept them, and they worried about if their own society going to accept them. That's all that is. But I'll tell you this. The confident Caucasians, come on down. You next contestant on The Price is Right. We need you around. Because you know how some of us black folks, we don't like to listen to it till it's a white person saying it. If it's a black person saying it, hey, go watch Flint Town. Go watch A Week in Watts. I'm like, nigga, I used to be in Watts every day. No, nigga, it ain't that bad. It ain't like that. And then they put cameras in the projects and what? So you put cameras there for what? Just so you can see the shootings? Oh, and that helped us get. Why don't you just station a police officer there 24 hours a day? Oh, and then, the thing is, we don't have the finances for that and all that. They're going to give you some type of chicken shit excuse, like always. Look, man, if they talk about abortion, let's look behind the scenes and let's see what they really got going on. Because abortion can't just be the topic of all topics. There's got to be more than just that. They talk about abortion and they body slamming sisters and knocking babies out of sisters' hands while they trying to arrest us and killing us with impunity still. We finding meth at our place of business at the corporate plantation. I mean meth. That's crazy. And you know what'll happen if you find it. Everybody gonna be like, that ain't mine, because I ain't gonna body bold enough to say that shit. And I'm pretty sure the dominant society, all the motherfuckers is doing that shit. That's a fact. That's why, look, man, don't even give me nothing to drink. I don't even really want nobody shaking my hand. You have meth residue on your hand. Fuck all that. Group economics, Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth, Black History Reader, Dirty Little Secrets 1 and 2. Dr. Claude Anderson is how we need to think as a group, as a collective. Stop including people of color and all these ambiguous terms that don't, and poor folk in poverty. And as Dr. Claude Anderson says, humpbacks, gays, midgets, and Jews, all that ain't got shit to do with us. We need to fight what is for us, what is due to our people. And then stop feeling bad when somebody try to make you feel bad about fighting for your people, because they quick to do that. Any other person that's a part of the dominant society should be cheering you on and should be happy that you taking pride in fighting for your people. I've had people tell me that, like, man, that's good, man. Black people have been done so wrong for hundreds of years. It's about time that black people like take it back. That's coming from confident Caucasians. They're around. See, confident Caucasians, they love it that you read. And then they're like, wow, you read? They like, damn, that's good. You read this book? Hey, man, you should read this book. Man, check out this book. This is a good book for you to read. I read this book. And confident Caucasians, they're not going to act like they built the country. Confident Caucasians are going to know, no, we did not build this country. Black people are responsible for this country. We just benefit from it. And if you look at the laws and the infrastructure of the Constitution and all that, they are land overseers of the United States of America. They don't own it. It's not theirs. But they make the side deals with the Cherokee Indians and all that, and that's the problem that I have with them. How is it they got casinos and hotels and they own land and they TVs and all this other shit, and they own little, communities and shit, but y'all don't want to share it with us. And then we start asking them, oh, we ain't got no money. But I saw a Cherokee Indian on Undercover Boss making millions and millions of dollars. So where y'all at? But y'all wanted us to stand by y'all when Donald Trump and them was spraying them motherfucking water hoses on y'all in North Dakota because y'all trying to fucking protest. Because y'all feel like they taking over y'all land. It's always, they always want to go get a nigga all together when they start fucking with they shit. Look, man, find me any Caucasian, any Latino, anybody, nigga, we can sit down and talk about it. And when I'm done, they gonna be like, okay, that's a fact. We can talk about it. I'm talking about confident Latinos that read and research, not motherfuckers that don't know shit about shit and just are commoner and walk in the line because they told you to walk in the line. I ain't into that shit. And don't never question nothing. Nah. I'm talking about real motherfuckers that have knowledge of themselves and know where they come from and know where they at. Those are the type of people I want to have conversations with. Those are the type of people that could really relate to where the fuck black people are going and where we come from. And understand that we supposed to get reparations because we built the country. So yeah. Us black people, no, don't get no abortions. That's genetic annihilation. Have all the babies you can have, or use protection. Or close those goddamn legs. And get off your knees. God damn. Shit. Drink by your damn self and go to bed. Shit. If you can't afford them kids, then stop having them. Cause let me tell you something. We don't need to be getting sterilized. Let everybody else go get sterilized. We need to multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. We are the chosen ones. We are the gods on this earth. We're faster, stronger, smarter. We are the creators of civilization. We built the pyramids. When you think you ain't shit, remember, we built those pyramids. Ancient Kush. Before ancient Kemet, which is Egypt. They just want you to think Egypt is a hook-nosed bitch with a red dot. Sorry. That's far from the truth. Ancient Kush, which is Ethiopia, Abyssinian King, Negus, Negus, we were here first. We built those motherfucking pyramids. Thousands and thousands of years ago. That's why they can't stand that those motherfuckers is up. And the Greeks are the ones, they probably mad too. That's why they was stealing all the fucking knowledge. Remember that. Abortion is slavery. That's all it is. They're telling who to do, when, how, when, and where. That's slavery. I'm telling you. And that, to me, I just think that abortion shit is for Caucasians. They don't want them to sterilize themselves. They just want the niggas. Y'all niggas go here and go get abortions. But the white people, nah. Sally Sue, we don't do that. You just have the baby. We'll put it up for adoption. Or Sally Sue will just go have the baby in a toilet and have a water birth and try to flush that motherfucker down the drain if she can. That's a fact. But stop letting things like abortion sidetrack us. Remember, we need the money. We need land and resources. We don't have time to be worried about abortion. My black people, we know what it is. It's sterilization. If there's other ways you can do it, fine. If you gotta go get abortion, I understand that. I don't have time to be controlling no woman's body. I'm too busy worried about my shit. We got bigger fish to fry. We got to stand together in public and disagree in private. Stop fighting each other. While you fighting each other, the dominant society is laughing at us. If you have a disagreement with a black brother or black sister, just stay away from them. Don't publicly humiliate each other and shame each other and do all that shit in front of them, because all it is a shit show. And they like watching that shit. That's a fact. The dominant society loves watching us go back and forth. It's like watching a bunch of domesticated primates act a goddamn fool. What's that, Warren? Gorillas in the mist. That's what it is. And they love it. Hey, man, I went over again today, man. I wasn't going to be on here long, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing. This is the No I Don't Know podcast. Send this to anybody that's on the same level as us. If they not, don't even bother sending it to them, because they ain't going to watch it anyway. Hey, man, if y'all can't, go check out A Week in Watts on Netflix and check out Flint Town. Those are good documentaries. Go check those out, man. And I'm going to try to get with y'all this week, because this corporate plantation shit is real. And they'll try to work you 18 hours if they could, and let you sleep in your car and then work you another 18 hours. That's the real facts. And then we so programmed to want to impress the dominant society. I was awake, boss. Have you had any sleep, nigger? I only had 2 hours of sleep in 48 hours, but I was ready to do whatever you need, boss. That's how we are. Hey, man, hit the bell, like, subscribe button. If not, it's all good. It's the internet. I'm not tripping. I appreciate everybody. Hey, man, I'm out. Guilty, nigga. Peace.